Tonight on Super Size versus Super Skinny, two young people harming themselves with extreme eating habits. One, a model of self-destructive undereating.
I think
the other, a 28-stone, 27-year-old. Both are in desperate need of a dietary wake-up call.
Oh my God.
And to break their emotional ties with food.
It's going to be a hell of a long week.
Georgetta's lived her entire life through a lens, starting as a child model. Now 18 years old, her bony body still makes her look more waif than woman.
I started modelling ever since I was a baby, really, and I've kind of done it ever since.
OK, that's lovely.
The idea of a healthy lifestyle is punishing her tiny body. Her daily routine kicks off with a low-cal fruit smoothie, the only fuel for a vigorously demanding dance class.
So, like, busy with lots of different types of dances.
And she'll often skip lunch.
Suddenly it's just like 3 o'clock and it's like, oh God, didn't have lunch. I probably generally do need to eat more.
These slim pickings are already taking their toll. Although she's 18, her body is struggling to find the nutrition to take her into healthy womanhood.
I do have like irregular periods, and also like I've noticed that my hair does fall out quite a lot.
Georgetta will be spending a week in this feeding clinic, overseen by Dr. Christian Jessen.
All right, first thing I want to do with you is your height.
She's already undergone a medical to ensure she's up to the challenge. Now Dr. Christian assesses the size of her problem. An average woman of 5 feet 8 inches should weigh around 10 stone.
So you are exactly 108 pounds.
Which means that Georgetta is over 2 stone underweight. Time for super skinny Georgetta to face up to the reality of what her diet is doing.
I've worked out your BMI to be 16.5. I say a normal for you should be between 20 and 25. Gives you some indication of actually how low your body mass is.
I'm shocked, actually. I didn't think it would be that low at all. I didn't think I was that slim, really.
What sort of problems do you think you have because of your weight?
I do kind of go a few months, you know, without having any periods at all.
And it is a sign that your body is suffering.
Yeah.
It's time to bring the heavyweight into the ring.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Christian. Nice to meet you, Dr. Jessen. Come along in. Come this way.
27-year-old Amir weighs an earthquaking 28 stone. Amir's passion for food has seen him piling on the pounds, and his low self-esteem is stopping him finding love.
I haven't even attempted to try and chat up a girl because I don't see the point in it. Being the size I am, you think that, OK, you know what, this girl is worthy not size 10. She's not going to go for someone who looks like you.
These two extreme eaters will now swap diets for 5 days. Hopefully, Georgetta will learn some of Amir's passion for food. And by sizing down to super skinny portions, Amir will tackle his own super-size eating issues.
So you are 395 pounds.
These two are at extreme opposites of the scale when it comes to bad eating habits, and their bodies tell the tale. Amir's gigantic waistline is over 2.5 times that of Georgetta's.
Right, guess what? We don't have a quite long enough tape measure.
Unlike Georgetta, Amir's portion sizes are far from childlike. But this 27-year-old man-child still lives at home, and while his family keep feeding his hearty appetite, they're not helping him curb his super-size ways.
His portions are, like, obviously larger than everybody else's. I try to encourage him, don't eat that, don't eat this, but he's 27 now, you can't really tell a guy don't be eating that all the time.
Amir also supplements all that home cooking with a generous amount of trips to the takeaway. The post-takeaway kickabout with his mates is a short-lived, short-of-breath joy. In fact, his body is so compromised, a recent health scare has left Amir seriously considering his future.
6 months ago, I was feeling a pain in my left arm, and also there was a bit of pain in my chest and stuff.
He thought it might be a heart attack, so we took him to A&E about 1 a.m. and I did a ton of tests, and they kept him in overnight. We were really worried.
This time, Amir got the all clear. But without serious changes to his supersize eating habits, he may not be so lucky next time.
At 27, you shouldn't actually be in A&E with a potential heart attack on the way. I know being at this weight, what can happen if I don't get control of it now.
I've done my little calculations and things,
Yeah.
and what particularly worries me is your waist measurement, 66 inches. Anything above 37 inches in a man is significantly increased risk of all sorts of problems like diabetes and heart disease.
Amir's Southern Asian ethnicity means he needs to take even greater care of his health.
You are therefore at much greater risk.
Due to a high-fat diet and genetic variations, Southern Asians are 6 times more likely than white members of the UK population to develop diabetes. They're also a staggering 50% more at risk of dying from heart disease than the white European population. Dr. Jesson is also concerned with other matters of the heart.
How have relationships gone then to do with your size?
What relationships? Like, in what respect?
Yeah, have you had relationships?
No.
None at all?
No, no.
Do you avoid sort of talking to women or asking them out? You do?
Yeah.
Golly, that's terrible. So if we can get you into shape and get you losing weight, you could have your first relationship.
Quite possibly, yeah.
It's time for Super Size to meet Super Skinny.
Hiya.
I'm Amir.
I'm Georgie.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I was surprised at just how big he was. I think it was kind of his stomach. I thought, God, it was really, really huge. Total opposite, definitely.
Exactly. Well, I thought her arms were really skinny.
So bony. Oh my gosh.
I look so big. She seems like a really bubbly, down-to-earth person, so I don't see us not getting on.
Well, I am thinking, oh, what am I going to be eating? You know, how much am I going to be eating?
Well, she's about to find out. To show them exactly what they have to stomach, Dr. Jesson's going to demonstrate what a week's worth of each other's food looks like.
Now it's time where we really look into where you're going wrong.
Georgetta's up first with a week's worth of her minuscule meals. She starts the day with just a sprinkling of cereal, then just 1 piece of fruit, and when she doesn't skip lunch, 1 sandwich.
What do you think of that, Amir?
That's not good.
Does that sound like a proper lunch to you?
No, not really.
Unfortunately for Amir, dinner doesn't get much better.
What do you think of all that?
I'm surprised at how little it is.
Georgetta should be eating 2,000 calories a day, but although she eats energy-rich food like smoothies, she has tiny amounts and often skips meals, leaving her body to fend on 1,400 daily calories, a regular weekly undereat of 2 days' worth of food.
Oh dear, I think Amir might be a little bit hungry on this, probably, don't you?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Amir, I'm going to start with your breakfast. Let's have a look at the sort of thing you have.
Amir's start to the day is more than a little bananas, and rapidly goes downhill from there.
Let's move on to lunches. Oh, what's this, Amir?
It's doner kebab and chips.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to eating that.
And the takeaways are soon adding up to a whole heap of unhealthy calories.
There's not a single vegetable in there yet.
There was a bit of salad with the chicken and chips.
No, Amir.
All right.
Don't you start making excuses for your food.
For dinner, it's a home-cooked, family-sized meal for 1.
Well, I'm really pleased to be able to tell you, Georgetta, that that's the end of dinners.
Thank God.
But that's not the end of eating. There are snacks on top of this lot, believe it or not.
The average man needs around 2,500 calories a day, but Amir is munching his way through a colossal 6,000. That's 42,000 a week, which is a gut-busting overeat of almost 10 days' food every single week.
I knew I ate, badly, but I didn't know it was that bad. And I am where I am today because of that. So it's time for a change, and that time is now.
Right, so now, from this point on, the diet swap begins.